Hi, everybody. Welcome to my live stream today. I'm so excited to have my friend Dr. Anna Cabeca on today. She's a triple board certified and fellow of gynecology and obstetrics, integrative medicine, and anti-aging and regenerative medicine. So she does a lot of stuff. She's also known as the girlfriend doctor because she's the person you want to talk to if you have questions that you don't want to ask anybody else. She has special certification in functional medicine, health, and bioidentical hormones. And today we're talking about her third book, Menupause. I'm so happy to have you here, Dr. Cabeca. Thanks for being here.
It is great to be here with you. I love spending time with you, and I'm thrilled to be here with you and your audience. Thanks for having me.
I'm so happy to have you. I have the link down here to buy your book, but do you want to tell us a little bit about the book and the 5 eating plans that you describe?
I definitely do. And it's like, and I just think about this because, I wrote the foreword to your book, and I love your book, and it's so much wisdom in that book. And a book is like having a baby, and I just actually had a grandbaby, and I feel like that's a whole nother story too, right? Having babies, having grandbabies, all of this kind of thing that's happening. But, my journey through my own journey through menopause has been, obviously, our mess becomes our message, right, Shiroko? I mean, we wouldn't know what we know now if it wasn't for our own path that we've been on. And so with my beautiful book, Menupause, it's 5 different menu plans that each pause something. First of all, say the name, you will smile. I can't help but smiling when I say Menupause. Exactly. And it's just a little twist. The next book will be about the menu pause. Another story.
Pause or
no.
Another pun.
Another pause, right? That's so funny. So, often working with people in the keto-green, in my keto-green world, right? Healthy, the way to eat for beyond menopause, the way to eat for the second half of our lives is this healthy ketogenic alkalinizing approach that I call the keto-green way. That's about diet and lifestyle. And that's really a big part. And Menupause came about because there are certain times where clients will get stuck or won't see significant improvement in symptoms, and we have to pause something. And that's where these 5 plans came from, because food is medicine, and we're not so well taught that in medical school and our residency training programs. And honestly, if it wasn't for my own personal journey and that of people I love, I wouldn't know this right now.
Yeah. So one of the things you talk about is hitting a weight loss plateau, which so many people do. And I would love to have your take on how to solve that particular issue.
And it's critical. So the 5 plans in Menupause, each pause something. So one is an autoimmune plan where we're pausing nightshades. They're all gluten-free and dairy-free. And so we pause nightshades. And the second plan is we pause all animal foods. And so it's sometimes we just need to support the gut microbiome. We need to support gut microbial diversity. We need to support detoxification, elimination, heal from constipation. We need to do all of those things. So a plant-based plan really helps with that, plus alkalinity, helps with giving us minerals and the vitamins and nutrients we need to support detoxification. That's key. And the third plan is a carnivorish plan, a nose to tail kind of plan that pauses all vegetables. Sometimes we don't have the enzymes to support digestion. And this is especially good plan for clients with psoriasis or eczema that really haven't had the opportunity to heal. And the fourth plan is a cleanse. And the fifth plan is a carb up plan, because sometimes we need to carb up or feast a little bit more with healthy food. So I show you how to do that in each of the 6 days. But the sixth, not really a plan, but a chapter that I've included is pausing things that no longer serve us. We have to pause things that no longer serve us. So with the menu plan, sometimes it's a really healthy food that we love. For me, I love eggplants. But I eliminate that in my first plan. I eliminate the nightshades. So because that can work against you sometimes. And so there are negative thoughts that no longer serve us. There are negative habits that no longer serve us, and certainly concepts around menopause and getting older that no longer serve us. And we need to disrupt and recreate a vision for ourselves of what does the second spring of my life, what is that going to look like? If I'm in the second spring of my life, how do I want to live it? How do I nourish this goddess temple cathedral of my body, of my spirit? How do I nourish this cathedral of my spirit? How do I impact and empower the people that I care most in my life and improve my relationships even more? What does that look like if I can give more, serve more, love more?
Mm-hmm.
How does that feel? And that's the goal right now.
We're on the same page on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's such an important part of making people feel better. What about somebody who has been a vegetarian or even a vegan for several years, and they're stuck and they can't lose any weight, and they eat the greens? They don't eat very much food because they're thinking that not eating very much is better, and they can't get unstuck and they can't lose weight. Do you have a pause for that?
Yeah, definitely, especially clients that have been, vegan for a long time. And this is an area, if we're not going to introduce some animal meats in this, due to strong beliefs and resistance to that, because it's not a bad thing to do. We have to create diversity. If we were in a winter, we would need an option. And there are seasons for a reason. We've evolved over time. So I can't convince a variety. In that case, I will look at, epigenetics. I would look at a digestive stool analysis. I would look at organic acids, and I would supplement typically in clients like that have been long term. And I was a vegetarian for over a decade. So, I mean, and I was the unhealthiest time of my life, honestly. And so I've come around it from an omnivore. I come from an omnivore place now, but I understand that's not for everyone. So in this client, I probably would be supplementing with carnitine. I would add digestive enzyme support. I would really, with my my plant plan, where I'm pausing all meat, so it's the vegan plan. It's formulated with, foods and spices and herbs, and a menu plan that really supports getting keto alkaline and supports hormonal detoxification. So I would do that plan and add probably additional enzymatic support. But I also might do pause and do the cleanse plan and then come back to your vegan lifestyle. Give your system a chance for a reboot. And then come back and see how you do. Are you feeling better? Are you feeling more energetic? Do you feel like that was enough of a pause? Or do we need to do it again?
Got it. Cool. And all of these things, the nightshade one, you said only, like, they all work within 6 days. They'll start to make a difference. That's pretty amazing.
Because 272, our gut mucosal lining regenerates in 72 hours. So 2 72-hour cycles, 6 days, that's going to give us that turnover. Now, I see most like clients in any of the 6-day plans or any of the plans that I've done, at day 3 to 4, sometimes you're detoxifying, you're getting this turnover, new cell growth, right? But there's a shift there that's happening day 3, 4. Make it through day 3 and 4, right? Get to day 6, and we really see an improvement. You can decide at that point, take a 7th day of rest, or go right into the plan again. Say, I'm onto something here. Or you can try one of the other plans. But 6 days is that's where that 6 days, 2 72-hour cycles.
It's so brilliant. I just love it. It's such that's something that's very, very doable. Like for me, I don't eat the eggplant that much, but I love peppers. And not the chewable peppers.
Me too. That's the hard one for me.
Yeah. And it's also in a lot of different things, so be hard for me to give it up for more than 6 days. But
I know, but I can do it.
Yeah.
We can do it for 6 days. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you also have a quiz, and I'm going to share that on the screen now, so that if you want to find out which plan is best for you and you want to take the quiz, there's the quiz, and then there's a link to buy the book right below. Do you have any other wisdom that you would love to share with everybody today?
Well, I think it is sometimes even the things that we do that are good, have been good for us and have worked. When that stops working, we have to change things up. We get so caught in our camps, if we're in keto camp and paleo camp and vegan camp and whatever we're doing, and we get caught up doing what's easy. And I know I'm a single mom taking care of kids, and I'm postmenopausal now officially, and a grandma, Nana, whatever you want to, Gigi, Tata. I haven't come up with the right grandma name to fit. And I,
Yeah.
I always ask my audience, "What's your grandma name?" And they're like, I get all kinds of beautiful names. And someone wrote me, she goes, "Dr. Anna, when you hear her call you, whatever she chooses to call you, you will love that." You will love that, whatever it may be. And so I'm looking forward to that. And I think that resonates truth. And I think the other thing too that I want to tell people, Shiroko, and you're so good at this, trusting
Mhm.
your innate wisdom.
Mhm.
Trusting your innate wisdom. What does it tell you? What are you, what are you, what's driving you? What do you know that you're doing that no longer serves you? What do we need to change up and to expand? Like where to use post menopause and as a time of expansion versus contraction. In our society, in our society, we have to go against that. So I'm all for disrupting menopause. And this Menupause, my book, I mean, it's a beautiful cookbook. I mean, it looks amazing. I know you don't have your copy yet, but you're on the list to get one as
Oh,
soon
yeah.
as like we get them mailing out the door. They're released April 12th. So beautiful color recipes. This is a book that, sits out beautifully on the table, but very practically in the kitchen. And the recipes are hormone balancing and supportive and designed and tested and delicious, delicious. So, I mean, recipes that you will love. And so it's a pretty book. It's a fun book with menopause around the world. And I know that everyone listening will know someone they want to make smile and can gift them a copy of Menupause for sure. So the things that are in menopause that happen in our life, to recognize that, to create a time of expansion for ourselves and the things that bring us pleasure and joy. And to do that, we need to clarify, get things that are suppressing us out. And typically that's carbohydrates, sugars, toxins, endocrine disruptors, all of that. We want to vibrate at the highest energy, get
Mhm.
into this keto-green state. I couldn't do what I'm doing now 10 years ago. I couldn't. I was on the downward spiral. Gosh, 10 years ago, I'm 55, so 45 and 40 to 48. I mean, I was near broke, Shiroko. I mean, it was a traumatic time for me. And
Mhm.
so in the worst relationships, I always joke, brain fog is really bad, especially, when you find out that you're engaged to the wrong person, right? You can make some bad decisions. So you
Yes.
you
Yeah.
want clarity and to trust your intuition and to do
Mhm.
things for the right reasons, not the wrong reasons. With our health, there's a great Arab proverb that says, with your health, you have 1,000 wishes. Without your health, you have just one.
That's true. That's so true. I love that. Yeah, that's absolutely great. Yeah. I was going to say something. Oh, I love Middle Eastern food. It's probably my favorite food. And I noticed that you posted some things that are recipes from your mom's cookbook, right? From your,
Yes.
yeah. So, and some of those are
Yep.
Middle Eastern-ish
Yep.
food. Yeah. Yeah.
Kefta kebabs, and you can make a kefta plate. I made that. And my
Yeah.
tabbouleh recipe, instead of the bulgur wheat, mostly it's parsley, the way we learned to make it growing up. And parsley, onions, tomatoes, olive oil, lemon juice, and usually you put bulgur wheat in or cracked wheat. And then substitution has been cauliflower rice, but I was making it. This is how some of my recipes come about, even more beneficial.
Mhm.
And I didn't have any cauliflower rice, or I didn't want to make cauliflower rice, to be honest.
Mhm.
And so I just had some broccoli sprouts. I'm like, oh, these will be nice, nice and crisp. I chopped those up, added it in, and it is so good. I feel so energized after that. It is amazing. And parsley is a natural diuretic. It's rich in methylators. And of course, I add the onions in, which are good for glucuronidation and sulfation. So there's like a medicinal
Yeah.
goal with these foods to balance, but definitely foods that some foods that I've grown up with and some that I've experienced and tailored. So one recipe in there in my carb up plan is Texas rodeo skillet. And so it's with sweet potatoes and sunny side up eggs with avocado, some sriracha on there. Oh my gosh. It is a great, delicious, and all made in one pan, which I like because, it's less to clean up.
Yeah. I like
So
only
things like
doing
that.
one pan too. I usually take what's in my fridge and figure out a way to mix it all together in one pan.
Yes,
So,
exactly. And that does make it better. Yeah.
yeah.
And good
Yeah.
for the second day too. Make enough so you can eat a day of leftover. I just don't want people eating the same thing all the time.
Mhm.
And that's really key. And don't forget about the book bonuses we have, and definitely follow me here on social media. So I'm on Instagram a lot too, because that's where I keep an eye on my grandbaby. They're always posting pictures. I'm like, she's living with us now. I'm like, I didn't see that happen. It's like, I was like,
Well, that's good that you can at least see it on social media, I guess. Well, thank you so much for being here today. I'm so happy to have gotten a chance to see you, even for a few minutes. And everybody who's interested, you should buy this book. And I know it's going to make a difference in your life, and any plateaus that you have achieved with any efforts that you've made. Check out these ideas. They're brilliant. And thank you so much.
Thank you.